Yo, what's going on, guys? So this is going to be the fourth episode of Quality Control, and it's going to be on the HK417. So I know I missed last week's video, but that was because it was my 21st birthday, and then it was my girlfriend's 23rd birthday as well, a few days later, and then I had to work the rest of the week, so I just had no time to really record any gameplay or even edit a video. But this one's going to be a week late, but I'm sure it'll be okay with you guys, hopefully. So this one was actually suggested by Rocky or Roki123 in my PP2000 video that I uploaded like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So shouts out to Roki or Rocky. I hope I'm not butchering your name. But I was pretty excited to bring this one to you guys because it is the only semi-auto AR in the game, and I do think it is a lot of fun to use, and I think it turned out pretty well. So we'll just get into the gameplay and the commentary, and I hope you guys enjoy. So the HK417 being the only semi-auto AR in the game, it sort of stood out when someone suggested it, and so I really wanted to cover it. And games like Modern Warfare 2, the semi-auto ARs were really my favorite guns to use. I really enjoyed using the FAL and the M21, and even games like Black Ops 2 had an actual attachment for assault rifles that would allow you to change the fire rate of an automatic weapon or a burst weapon to be fully auto or even semi-auto for automatics, which I thought was a really great idea. I just really enjoy the idea of semi-auto guns being a little bit more powerful, but you trade that off for having to actually fire the weapon and also having to control the recoil of that weapon. I just feel like overall the guns just feel great, and the HK417 is no different. I really do think that it's a lot of fun to use, and it's actually a great mix between fun and still usable and powerful, unlike something like the MP5, which is neither fun nor usable in my opinion. So overall, I mean, the weapon itself is actually incredibly strong in these medium to long range fights, but its weakness really is, it's one of its only weaknesses in my opinion, or its most shining weakness, is the fact that the close range gunfights are incredibly difficult to win sometimes, and that's just because it is a semi-auto weapon and you have to control that fire rate compared to people who, pretty much everyone is using fully auto weapons and SMGs and ARs that are automatic weapons that will kill you incredibly quickly, where they just have to hold the trigger, whereas you have to click it as well as control your aim. So that's the only like downside to this weapon, but you know, it's a semi-auto gun. You can't really expect to go into close range gunfights and just expect to win all of them, but you can still get the kills for the most part as long as you're able to get your shots on target and maybe get a lucky headshot or aim for the head. It really will work out, because the headshot multiplier in this gun is absolutely disgusting. I think it would make it so that the person can be killed in 2 shots, and if they're already weak, you can sometimes just one tap them in the head and they'll die, which I think is incredibly good, because the weapon itself will not win short range gunfights, like I just said. So because of the weakness of the short range capabilities of this gun, I do think that staying medium to long range is your best bet, and sort of playing on the outskirts of the map instead of staying in the middle of the map, or, you know, pushing objectives as much as you would with, say, an SMG. This gun really is more capable of holding choke points for your team, as well as killing people on the outskirts trying to flank. I think that's its biggest strength, and you have to play to that, of course. Playing in a super aggressive way with this gun will just not work out. It simply won't. It's going to be incredibly difficult to kill these people with P90s and, you know, AR-57s, whatever SMG really. You'll get outgunned for the most part in this close range. So staying on the outskirts and picking people off as you see them trying to, you know, run out of their spawn or trying to run to the objective, I think is the best way to play. Sort of playing for an anchor as your team, and so you hold down, you know, one spot of the map and sort of rotate in between through the middle of the map, but staying away from enemy fire, if that makes sense. So sort of just picking people off as you see them and not pushing things that you normally would. You really do have to play a little bit more defensive with this gun, I think, to really show off the capabilities of it and play to its max strengths. You also need to be more aware of taking time to hit your targets. Panicking when you see somebody and just starting to like spray your gun will only end in you dying and giving away your position. So like really just take time and don't panic when you see someone. Take the extra, you know, half second to actually get on target and make sure that you can kill somebody before they say like run around the corner after you shoot them, because, you know, someone runs around the corner, gets a little bit of health back, and then you start pushing up to kill them. Well, now you just put yourself in a close range engagement with the HK417, and that person most likely has a fully auto weapon who will just destroy you. So really just taking the time to think
take that, you know, half second to think about your gunfight that you're about to get into. Are you going to be able to kill the person before they run around the corner, or should you just maybe wait a little bit and try to get a little bit closer, or maybe position yourself correctly so that, you know, the person runs back into your gunfire, or maybe you pick their teammates off who are running behind them and then they run around the corner again back to you. It's really just sort of map awareness as well as situational awareness in gunfights that will lead to more positive outcomes when using this weapon. So that's basically it for the HK417. I'm going to be spending all of Sunday playing the Call of Duty beta, but I do have another video lined up for my suggestions for the future of Ironsight and things that I would like to see added. So I'm going to try to get that finished this next week. So stay tuned for that, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.